welcome to this new episode for Sketchcast. In today's episode, we're going to learn a feature that has been around for quite some time, but it's really useful for doing adaptive layouts, which is really a thing in 2018. We're exploring sketch constraints. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, as you can see here, I have my beautiful UI, which is a camera UI, and what we're going to explore is that when you resize the artboard, that the content inside resize. So basically, what we're going to do, just to do a project plan, let's select the rectangle here. We're going to move this box around the width of the artboard. Then we're going to keep its height. We're going to keep the spacing for the buttons. So we're not going to keep them at the center, even though we could. Then we're going to explore how to move the image itself. And then we're going to move each individual grid line to make it conform to the new artboard layout. Now, that's pretty simple, but we're going to still explore that because it's really similar to what we do when we develop iOS apps in Xcode. So as you can see, it's worth knowing. Now, the first thing we need to do, as you can see, when you resize the artboard, nothing happens. So basically, you just see the background color right here. And you could tap Adjust Content and Resize, but as soon as you pin this to the top, left, right, and bottom, and then you take the artboard and then you resize it, you can see that everything resizes. Everything is pretty horrible right now, but don't worry about it because we're going to fix it right away. Now, we have the camera, we have the image moving already, and what we're going to do now is select all the icons. And what we want for the icons is to do some magic, or for a sketch to do some magic with it. So we're going to just fix the width and the height. And now when we resize, we can see that Sketch keeps the even spacing, and then it keeps them with the same height and with the same width, not as this button, which looks super weird. Cool. And let's do the same for this one. And then let's try it out. Cool. That looks perfect. And then we're going to finish the menu by pin it to the left, pin it to the right. We're going to pin it to the bottom. And we might not want the same sizing all the time, but we might not want to pin it to the top. But, let's leave it with a fixed height for now. And then we can see different possibilities as we keep it scaling down. Because right now, this is the layout of an iPhone 6. So if we go down to an iPhone SE, for instance, we might want to have to look how that works. But regardless, this looks great. Let's get started with the button now. Now for the button, we're going to do a fixed height and fixed width, right? And then we're going to pin it to the right side. And we're possibly going to pin it to the bottom side. So when we resize down to another dimension, like the iPhone SE again, we might want to see some change and then some moving up the button. Cool. And now when we resize, let's see. The top bar stays the same. The button stays the same. The image grows. And now only those dots are left. So let's fix that real quick. Right. So for the rectangle, we might want to resize that. Actually, let's add a couple of for the radius here and there. Cool. And we might want to pin it to the left, to the right, to the top, and to the bottom. Right. So we can tap in this rectangle right here in the middle. That it's going to allow us to do that really quick. And now, because we pinned the rectangle overall to the left side and to the right side, we might want to do the same. And then we might want to pin it to the bottom as it is, and then do a fixed height. And for those, we're going to pin it to the top and bottom. We're going to pin it to the right, and then we're going to fix the width. And obviously, if that doesn't work, we have to try what to do and what not to do and stuff like that. But, we'll see. Now let's do a reoval now. So we're going to pin that to the top right, like so. We're going to select this oval, and we're going to do the same, like so. Let's select this oval over here, and we're going to do that. And obviously, we have to try that. I don't be honest, I haven't tried it before, like all the dots and stuff, because I figured we would explore it together and we would discover it together. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time, but I don't see why it shouldn't work, right? Like that, fix the width, and then like so. Cool. Now let's see if it works. And as you can see, something interesting is happening here, right? So we have our rectangle, our overall rectangle working. What we don't have working are those bars. And the reason why they're not working is because we pin it to the left or to the right, but we wanted to pin it independently. So we're going to pin that to the top and the bottom one to the bottom. And then when we row, you can see that something is going on. We might not want to pin it at all, and then maybe let it work with the sketch magic, like so. Maybe we want to do that. And then select all those four. And we might want to have to do it individually. And not pin it to anything at all. And so this works in the right side. Cool. And there's something fishy going on because we might not want to touch this either. And therefore, we do not want to touch that. So Sketch, as you can see, calculates a little bit with a little bit of magic where your point should be and where your point shouldn't be. But, let's do it again. And that's perfect. That works. And you can see that we might want to have to fix something. Maybe the menu should be pinned to the bottom. So, and then when we, for some reason, it's not catching up. All right, so let's try it out now. Let's go to the iPhone SE. As you can see, the grid works, the button works, and I'm thinking that maybe the button should be stick to the top rather than to the bottom. And so we're gonna have a little bit more, the button to a thumb reach kind of thing. Now the image works. What's not working is this bar that gets moved a little bit to the bottom. Now, in order to fix that, let's go back real quick and we're gonna undo this group. And then we have our rectangle, which we're gonna call background, stick to the bottom. So when we select the camera and we go to iPhone SE, this works. What's not working are the icons. So we can select all the icons, group them, rename them to icons. We're gonna resize it to the bottom. And when we resize it, it works. So when we go back, we have kind of the same look and feel. Now, we might want to do it with the icons and not with a group. And let's see if that works a little bit better. And as you can see, it works perfect. The sizing is the same as we had with the iPhone 6. The button is at thumb's reach and all the grid is working perfectly. So as you can see, with just a couple of easy steps, you can duplicate that. And then change from here. And there we go. You have two layouts in just a couple of easy steps. And then the developers can see that this doesn't change, that the button moves a little bit down, that the grid adapts, and so on and so forth. So that's really cool. And you can do it for everything. Now, I hope you guys learned a ton today. If you did, let me know in Spectrum or on Twitter. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.